It was my fault. I apologize for that. So let me introduce myself. This is Leandro. I am 33 years old. I live here in Florianópolis, Santa Catarina. I work with IT for more than 15 years. And well, actually, there's nothing really interesting about me, but I'm here and talk like for more than 2 years, I guess. Yeah, I believe so. And well, that's it. So I'd like to ask my friend Gloria to please introduce yourself and right now tell us how do you organize your study routine in case you have one? And do you follow a specific schedule or plan?
Okay. I am Glorinha. I'm 63 years old. I live in Belo Horizonte, and I'm retired, but I work yet. I have my own business. I have a coffee shop, and I like uh, I like work there because there I can stay with um, in contact to people, and sometimes I practice my English there. And I have to grow children. I have pets. Um, in my free time, I like to travel. I like sometimes stay at home, take care of my plants, take care of my home, take care of my pets. And I have been studying English since 2020. And here in Talk and Talk, I feel I improve my English because here I have the opportunity to conversation, to practice conversation. And for me, it's a good way to learn English. And about question number one, oh, I try to study a little every day. I nowadays I I study an hour or sometimes 30 minutes. It depends the time I had during the day because I work and I I I stay out um, for part of the day. And when I get home, sometimes I feel a little tired, and I take a nap, and after that I study. And uh, I I like to study English in the morning, but uh, sometimes it's not it's impossible. But when I have a little time, I practice the Duolingo. I listen news in my phone, and that's it.
Uh, I like that you mentioned when you got at home, you were tired and you
Oh
take a nap.
yes, yes, yes. When I get home, I study a little, and I prioritize do immersions.
Yeah,
Uh, last month, I stay um, um, how can I say ausente for a long time because
absent. You can say absent. Like
absent.
you went absent for
Yes,
some time.
yes, because my work it's hard, and I had visit for a long time, and but now I'm back.
That's great. So I was about to mention that if I got at home after a long work day and I take a nap, it's impossible to me to come back to in the study. So that was my point. Thanks, Gloria. What about you, Wally? Can you please introduce yourself and answer the first question to us?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, guys. My name is Warley. I'm 25. I work with IT as a front-end developer, and I'm also a English and Spanish host here on Talk and Talk. I'm here since 2022. I have started with Spanish there, and nowadays I'm focusing more on develop my English skills. I don't know. I like to learn language. I like to run. I like to study about neuroscience and human behavior in general. I think that's the main point about me. And actually about the question, actually about me and the in the question number one, I'm a organized person, or I try to do that. So I tend to organize my study routine, like defining block times each day, so I try to use Google Calendar, for example, and set these block times to organize and keep track on my tasks. And yeah, I think that's helped me a lot on keep on my schedule and do the things and set reminders and all this stuff. So yeah, I think that's the main point. I use that English study and a lot of other studies that I do.
Great, thanks, Wally. What about you, Priscilla?
Hi, everyone. My name is Priscilla. I'm 39. I live in Petrópolis. I'm studying nowadays a lot. I like so much. I study about technology, quality assurance. I practice in English and the Spanish too, in this platform. I'm a host here, English host. What else? Oh, in my free time, I like watching movies, TV series, practice yoga, meditation. I think that's it. And about my routine, yeah, I need to do it because I use Notion for my tasks, personal tasks, and I create like a plan. I divide my tasks per month, and I create this routine. During week, I have my plan, and I follow that. I need to do it because if I don't have um, uh, organize that, I can complete my oh yeah. I need to have this for to follow tomorrow. I need to complete
You
that and
needed you
that and
needed
that.
to-do list, right?
Yeah,
Great.
nowadays, yes, I need. But I like, yeah, I think it's good because I can see my development about my personal life and professional life too. I enjoy it. And nowadays I use the Notion and Jira for to control my personal tasks and Notion
Great.
personal tasks.
You mentioned about your development. Actually, your English is a top notch. I mean, it's been a long time that I don't talk with you, but your pronunciation is really good right now. So props.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. I'm happy because that today I remember you, Leandro, because I try and maintain the
It,
contact
it
with.
wasn't me. It wasn't
No,
me.
I try have a contact with the language, and I
Mhm.
remember you share a radio, international radio garden.
Radio
Yeah,
Garden. It's an app
yeah,
that
and
aggregates a lot of international
yeah,
radios.
it's so good. I started again and I listen for
This
to have
is
a contact. It's a only strategy because I have others thing for to have a this the contact with in English because it's so hard.
for those who don't know this tool I'm sharing right now. It's a website. There's an app as well where they aggregates all. I don't know if it's all, but most of the radios, international radios around the world that have internet transmission, live internet transmission. So you can like tune to I don't know, whichever radio you want, which country you want, and listen to the live program. So it's really good. It's a really amazing tool. I have just shared the URL on the chat, so you can check this out. Great. Kelvin, please, could you introduce yourself and tell us something about your study routine?
Course. Yeah, my name is Kelvin. It's my first time here, so I am a little bit nervous. Um, so I saw that almost everyone is working in technologies, and me too. I work as a software engineer, and I'm from São Paulo, but now I'm living on Ceará. And about my routine, I I separate a time between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. to only study. I take 40 minutes, 40, yeah, no, 50 minutes to study programming, coding, and take a little pause for just lay down, watch something, recharge my brain, and take more 1 hour to study on English. And almost every day is the same thing. So I like to have a routine and make something every time the same. Yeah, I think is it.
That's great. So awesome. Props on you trying to share your thoughts on that and participate in the first immersion. I believe it's gonna be a really good experience to you to be here to share your thoughts, to share your development. How can I put this together? Share evolve. I mean, it's a really good environment. We have like here people that started from the scratch. Like I remember Tamara is another one host we have here at Talk and Talk. She started like 2 years ago, speaking almost nothing in English, and right now she's a host. She's fluent, so it's a really good environment to be here to keep doing. And I believe you do the hardest way. I mean, keep consistent, being consistent, doing every single day, 2 hours a day in a row. It's really hard. So congratulations on you. Great. Warley, do you mind to read and answer the second question to us?
Sure. Let me see the chat here. So, what are some challenge you face when trying to stick to to a study routine? So, for me, the main point is related to balance study with other commitments, like work and family obligations and house tasks, home tasks. I think all this easy stuff. It's complicated to balance both. So, and I think the main point is when I put the point of study or the task of study, I put that at night. So it's complicated to study at night because you are tired and we don't have more motivation to do that. So it's complicated. And besides that, I think the point that you said about to be consistent is so complicated. For me, it's hard. So to stay consistent on doing that and study every day and to do that even when events come up. So I think this point it's the most complicated for me, these 2 points.
So you mentioned that it's hard to study at night, but I believe it's even harder to study in the morning. It seems like the morning
Yeah.
time flies. Like, oh, what? It's already 8 in the morning. Okay, 10 in the morning. Oh no, I need to work. I need to do this. I need to do that. So it's hard to study. it seems that our brain is trying to skipping spending energy doing whatever is not related to a high level of stimulus. Like when we can, I believe it's really easy to stay watching some Netflix series for 3 hours in a row. Okay, no problem. But when it comes to study 30 minutes or like Kelvin routine 2 hours, man, it's a pain.
Exactly.
It
Exactly
demands
that.
an energy. It's really hard. Great. Thanks, Warley. What about you, Gloria? Could you answer the second question to us?
Yes. Oh, my biggest challenge currently is finding time to study. Um, and focus. Focus for me, it's very hard maintain focus in my studies. Uh, I feel like I need to study more, more, and more, and practice in immersions because um, in the last months I I procrastinate a little, study and practice. Uh, uh, Sometimes I can do it because I get home tired from work and I have some difficult to concentrating in my studies. But I I try study and I I would like return my persistence because I think I a little my persistence in study English, but I try and I think I do this now.
You know what? I sometimes I have the feeling the more we learn or the more we study, the more questions we have.
Yeah.
Something like trying to catch the wind, it's impossible to finish. There's no finish. I have assumed for myself that I will study to the last day of my life. So that's okay. Just keep doing. Great, awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you, Gloria. What about
Okay.
you, Calvin? Could you please answer the second question to us?
Yeah, I think that the last is the motivation and the energy because during the day I go to the gym, working for 8 hours, so I take the night to study and I'm a little tired and I don't have motivation, so I try to keep up studying every time. And sometimes I can study for 2 hours, but sorry, how can I say pelo menos? At least, yeah.
At least, I guess.
Uh, I try to study at least 1 hour. So it's more challenging to me the energy because in the end of the day we only want to take a nap or spend your time makes fun things. So this is more challenge for me.
Great. Now that you've mentioned that, actually, well, 1 hour when you're not feeling well, it's impressive. But sometimes I believe we have talked about this in a previous meeting. Sometimes it's good to do nothing. I mean, if you're exhausted, okay, today is my free day. I'm going to enjoy doing nothing, spend some time on social media or going outside with my friends. Sometimes it's good to have this balance. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but it's something that I like to. I have some difficulty to relax when I have a lot of backlog stuff to do, but it's something that I try, that my wife tries to push me to relax, sometimes to do nothing. I believe it's important.
And it
Great.
happens the same with me. I don't I don't can relax. I mean, I always think I need to study more, study another technology, learn English fast, but it's a process. It's more
Yeah.
about consistency instead of try to study 4 hours in a day.
It's something like we are human beings, you know. I know that feeling, like feeling guilty, like I have so too much things to accomplish. I have a lot. Hey, Wally, please.
No, go ahead. I go after.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, at the end of the day, we are humans. We are not machines. We're not robots. So sometimes it's good. The problem is to take good time, to take free time without being guilty. This is the hardest way. And for some people, like me and you, sometimes this is the hard thing to do. Wally?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think there are days that it's complicated to deal with a lot of things, you know. So I don't think that is a translation for that, but I like the phrase in Portuguese. Actually, is a joke. There are days that are night. Tem dias que são noite. So take it easy, and that's pretty normal.
And sometimes this is a lonely word. I mean, you don't have relatives, you don't have family, or maybe they don't understand your level of commitment to something. Like, are you studying on Sunday? Seriously? And yes. What's the problem? You drink all the weekend. I don't say nothing. Like, so it's really hard. Priscilla, what do you have to share? What are your thoughts on this question or in this idea?
Yeah. Well, now I say my routine is so hard. Yeah, sometimes I don't have energizer. I confess, because my mind, not related my body. Sometimes about my mind. I need I need to do, for example, um, meditation, practice meditation. Yeah, because I have sometimes I have a problem for to maintain my connection I don't know, I forget this, interior. Yeah, my conexão interior, something like this. And I think because I'm tired. I think it's this. I don't
It's
know.
hard.
I don't know. The last year, it's so hard for me because I participated in a lot of projects. And in this year, I decided, no, I need to have a more priorities in my life, and I need to control more. Yeah, and because that I create my goals and my goals, and I put this per month. I need to complete that, and after that I continue and step by step.
At least you have a direction. I mean, you are walking to something. You are not walking from anything. You are walking to something to reach these and that goals. This is interesting. And the idea of meditating, I mean, it could be a good idea, like to free up some space in your mind. And also, I have the idea that, at least in my case, we are addicted, like addicted in technology, fear of missing out, FOMO. Have you ever heard about that? Like, okay, I need to check my social media. I need to check if anyone has sent a message to me on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, on the community. You know, a lot of tools that we use, actually, that the companies use to catch our attention. And I believe we live in a war for attention, you know, like everybody trying to catch our attention for at least 3 seconds to try to sell you something. That's the reality from my point of view. So really, really hard to keep being up doing anything, not only studying nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Kelvin, do you mind to read and answer the third question to us? I believe we already have your answer, but it would be good to you to read and answer
Ah,
to us.
okay. How many hours do you think is ideal for study each day or week? Uh, per day, I think 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, but uh, how I just said, I try to study at least 1 hour, but I try study 2 hours per day, one hour of programming and 1 hour with English. But 30 minutes, I think it's the necessary for us absorb and learn something. We just keep up with doing the same thing every day or almost every day. But yeah, I think that's more important. A few minutes per day instead of some hours in a week. I think every day a little bit. It's more important. It's about consistency to learn, I think.
Yeah, actually, if we study like 30 minutes a day, the entire year, it's gonna be more than 150 hours, right?
Yeah,
Almost
I agree.
almost 200 hours. So it's a really remarkable resource. I mean, like studying, reviewing this, not only the same subject, but studying in a this amount of hours in a year could result in a really good outcome to us. That's great. Thanks. Claudia, what do you think about the third question? How many hours do you think are ideal?
In my case, I think 1 hour a day is necessary to me. Sit, study, and practice. Uh, I think if you practice 30 minutes to conversation a day, it's good. But study, it's in my case is necessary. Not you study grammar. No, you have contact to English and talk. For me, it's essential.
Great, I agree with you. I mean, we have different activities that we we could take advantage, trying to
And
speak,
now,
trying to go ahead.
yeah. Nowadays, I can't study an hour. I think it's for me it's bad because my English is stopped. Not if, I don't feel evolution because I didn't study every day. Um, Sometimes I have contact to listen, but for me, it's necessary. You talk, you speak with your colleagues or another person, 30 minutes or 1 hour every day.
It's something similar to going to the gym. I mean, you are being regular going to the gym like for a year,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you fail for a month. When you come back, it's something like, oh gosh, what I have, like you lose a lot of progress in just in 1 month. It's almost the same with English. If you stay away without any contact with English, and then you come back, it's something like, oh, I forgot a lot of stuff. Or
Yeah,
we are used to say in Portuguese, I estou enferrujado. So,
yes, yes. Fica meio perdida.
exactly. So, and then you stay like 2 or 3 months working hard, and then you recover, and all of a sudden you stop again, and it's a cycle. Right.
Colocar a
Um,
máquina para funcionar de novo.
exactly. I believe it's the best way is to keep doing it non-stop. I mean, for me, it's the best way that works. So great. Warley, what do you think about the third question?
Oh, I think it depends of the subject that you are focused and studying, and I think it depends also of the the goal that you have. But in a general way, I believe it's ideal to study for, I don't know, at least an hour or 2 hours a day. So I think it would be like 7 hours or 14 hours a week. So I think that's huge for develop a skill or to study some subject. So yeah, I think it's like 1 or 2 hours, but the main point it's about to be consistent, you know. It doesn't matter exactly the time of the amount of hours, but it's important to be consistent and to do that every day. I think that's the main point. In a long run, the main point is about consistency.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we have a question. We have the sixth question about it, but it's really hard when you have to study 2 hours a day and then to reconcile it with your all other stuff that you have to do. Something almost impossible, but a lot of people are doing it successfully, so it's not impossible at all. Priscilla, what do you think about the third question? I believe you're the last one to answer this question, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, great,
sure.
great.
Well, 1 hours per day. Yeah, about related an English, because if sometimes no, I practice in English. Uh, five, yeah, five. Oh my God, I forget the name. Per dia,
Oh,
per
hours,
day.
Five
I don't know.
times.
Oh, thanks so much.
5 times
And
or 5 hours
5 hours,
a
5 and 6 hours. No, no,
a week?
per a week. Yeah, yeah.
Don't you
I
sleep?
no, I need have more contact with like this moment. Yeah. I have this control in Excel. I control that.
Really? Do you have any spreadsheet on that? Wow.
Yeah, I have, and I don't I need 5 or 6 hours per month. Yeah, but
Oh,
per week. Yeah,
great.
but I need have more uh constantly. I need that. I have this conscience. Yeah, because when I started here, sometimes I participate in the 3, 4 immersions per day. Yeah, and I need to do it. I need and I want. Because if I have more contact, it's more better for me. And about grammar, no, grammar, no. I like Gloria said. I try maintain contact with the language. For example, listen the music, listen other things, reading and writing. Yeah, and I try to do it. Grammar, I confess I don't have this contact often. Yeah,
It's not on the top of your list, right?
yeah, and and I study other things, but I don't have uh constantly. Yeah, now in the moment I don't have because in the last month I completed one course about about quality assurance, and okay, I stopped this.
Great, great. You know what? There's a quote out there. When someone says, "Oh, I don't have time," we can say, "What do you do between midnight and 6 a.m.?"
Exactly.
Great. Gloria, please, do you mind to read and answer the fourth question to us?
Okay. What strategies do you see to stay focused while studying? Oh, maintain focus for me it's the most difficult of all because as I as I spend part of the day away from home. And when I arrive, I have some things for to do, and put my home in order too. I think the difficult thing in my case is starting. If you have constance and you you prepare your mind, and you tell to yourself, for example, it's 5 o'clock is the hour you sit on the table, and you will study. It's for me is important, because if I don't do this, I I I I do other things, and I don't study, and concentrate in your study. It's is important, because if you has Leandro said, if you play soccer, for example, you do,
Two hours,
you
2 hours in a row.
you have time, you have a day a week for play soccer, and on other things. And the study is necessary. You prioritize study 1 hour, one time to study. You dedicate, and you don't thinking about nothing when you stay study.
I believe the worst thing related to focus is something like your brain is spending a lot of energy to do whatever you're trying to study, to read, to put something together. And then we have like flash like, oh, I forgot to check these. Oh, did I forgot the fridge open? Or what if I wash the dishes before? Oh, I had to make my bed. Mm, yeah. What about this? What about this noise? Is there someone out there? Okay, let's check. Let me check my phone. You know what? 15 things before you start doing something, and then you start. Oh, this is great. Why did I postpone it this too much before starting? Like it's hard. Something like your brain is trying to avoid you, try to escape you from your tasks, you know? And sometimes you have not only studying, sometimes you have to do something that you are postponing, procrastinating for days, for weeks, and you realize you could done this in 15 minutes. That's it. It's done.
Mm.
It's really hard to be focused. I believe it's a question, it's a matter of training, it's a matter of self-discipline. It's really hard, and all that you have around us is working against it. Like we
This
have
is the
our
word, discipline.
we have our computer, like in the touch of a keyboard, you have access to the world. So if you spend time checking news or checking YouTube, viral ones, memes, it's almost impossible to keep up with everything. So I would say there's a quote here in Brazil. I forgot who said this one, but focus is to say no. Focus is
Yeah.
to say no. No to distractions, no to other things, no to all your activities. You can figure this out later. So I would say the strategy would be to just say no to everything else. All right, it seems like a coach session, right? I'm not a coach. Coach. Great. So let me see, Priscilla, what do you think about the fourth question? Oh, before I apologize for interrupt
Mhm.
you, but Kelvin, I am famous for never reach the last half of questions. I mean, we always stay on the fifth, on the sixth question because we interact. It's a good interaction, a good conversation. So I'm thinking about recycle all the last questions of all my immersion, because I never been there. So.
I always think about it because it's almost 1 hour and because the conversation is follow, but we are only in the fourth question. But no
Don't worry.
problem, it's so
It's
good.
not a goal. It's not a goal to reach
Yeah,
the. We could reach the 10th question. Like, okay, blah, 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 how important is that? Okay, okay, okay. Next, fine. Makes no sense. Right now we are having a nice conversation. Everybody's interacting really good, expressing themselves. So it's not an obligation to reach the last question.
I
Right.
totally agree.
Okay, I apologize, Priscilla. Please
No,
go ahead.
no problem. The number four, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think 2, 3 hours depends of about your rules or goals. Because I think more than that, it's it's complicated. Yeah, for me,
actually, I apologize. I'm sorry. Actually, I believe it's the fourth question about what strategies to use to stay focused while
strategy.
studying. Yeah, just keep focused.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, no
Well,
problem. Don't worry.
I'm tired, guys. Well, the strategy. Oh, one, the first meditation, because sometimes I need have a, for example, I don't pay attention, and I'm tired. I put the meditation, and I can follow and continuous my my routine, my the studying routine, and I don't know. I've and have a plan. I need to have a plan. For example, if I start learning something, I need to put this like in English, for example, I need completely per week 5 hours. Yeah, and step by step, I maintain contact with an English using other tools, for example, and 5 hours per week talk, for example. I organize and I try follow these, yeah. And I use some tools, like I said before, Jira for to control my tasks and put my things about studying routine. Yeah,
That's
and
great.
I need meditation for to maintain my routine. Sometimes I need to do it to do other things, not only because I stay all the time in front of the computer and I need disconnected because I need to have more energized for to continue other things. Yeah. And I think the meditation helped me a lot.
Something like, first of all, you take care of yourself, take care of your body and mind, and then you have a plan, like you have a strategy. It's awesome. Great. Great. Thanks for sharing that with us. Well, I believe that we have just Kelvin and Warley left to answer this question, right? Well, first of that, before of that, actually, I have just shared with you guys the survey URL, so please access it and evaluate our conversation. If there's something that you didn't like, please share your thoughts, write down what you think it could be better. And if you like it, please evaluate accordingly. And that's it, please do that. This helps us a lot. And great. Kelvin, would you share what strategy do you use to keep focus while studying?
yeah, I will answer, but my answer is I don't know because I am a determined and focused person. So when my clock as sounds, I think I need to study. So I turn off my cell phone and close out all the other pages and start studying. And I can get focus easy. So I started when I see the time. It's past almost 1 hour already. So it's easy for me, can focus.
Well, someday someone will say that you have luck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
my girlfriend
interesting.
said to
It's
because
interesting. Go
sorry.
ahead, please. No, go ahead, please.
Oh, thank you. Uh, I can keep consistent study almost every day, and I can focus easy. So my friends also said that I'm lucky because I can concentrate easy and do something in the time.
Yeah, but my point is in the future when you have the results on that, like the results on your effort and your on your consistency, someone will say, "Oh man, you are lucky." So it's not
Already
luck.
said it to me.
It's not luck. It's work. It's working hard. So
Yeah.
great. Thanks. Last but not least, Warley, please.
Yeah, actually, it's hard for me to do that, but nowadays I try three strategies. I try to set achievable tasks. So for me, it's nice to define a task that's achievable. That's not huge to do that, you know. Um, the second point, I think it's minimize the distractions, turn off my notifications and my phone, for example. That helped me a lot. And also I use Pomodoro technique. So I try to stay focused for like 50 minutes and take a break in for 10 minutes, for example. So yeah, it's not perfect, but I try my best.
Great. People, we have just a few seconds, and I'd like to thank you for this immersion tonight. It's really good to share, to learn with you guys all these Wednesdays nights. So I appreciate that. I hope you had enjoyed. Kelvin, welcome. I hope you can enjoy all the resources that we have here at Talk and Talk. And please participate as much as you can. And that's it. I have to wrap this up. So thank you and have a good one. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.